Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying DC politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Errol Porter with the White Pine Tour and Rec Board has wandered into the studio specifically to talk about there's going to be some fun on a Monday night, and this doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, hi. Thank you very much for having me, Wyatt. This is exciting. I've been on KDSS a few times, but this is my first time because typically my boss Kyle comes in here.
Yeah.
This is my first time on KEY, so thank you very much.
But he's out of town, and we specifically wanted to talk about this event tonight because this sounds like fun.
This is very cool. So we have Vintage Chevrolet Club of America is coming into town. They're going to be here until about Wednesday. And so they're actually, with them being in town and having all these vintage Chevys just rolling through and cruising through and hanging out, it'll be a perfect lead-in to Silver State Classic that is going on this week.
Yes.
And so in part of the Vintage Chevrolet group being in town, they really wanted to show support and support local businesses and really have the community come out because it's something that they love to do. So they are sponsoring American Graffiti being showed at the Ely Central Theater.
And you've never seen this movie.
I haven't seen this movie. Unfortunately, it's a little bit before my time, but that's no excuse at the end of the day because I do know it's a classic.
It is. You know, George Lucas, you've heard of him.
I know George Lucas.
Yeah. But you got to remember the people that were in this movie all became stars. Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard, Paul LeMat, Charles Martin Smith, Candy Clark, Mackenzie Phillips, Cindy Williams, and the Wolfman.
Oh, well, what there you go.
Harrison Ford, Bo Hopkins, all in the movie. So, you know, you have a huge star-studded movie. If you haven't seen it, it is set in 1962 in, of all places, Modesto.
Oh, well, I didn't know that, yeah.
So,
out of everything you just said, that was a bit of a curveball. You could have said Toledo.
But yeah. And it is, if you have never seen the movie, go see it because you will get to see stars and you'll get to see things. And if you are my age or older, you will remember everything that happened because, I remember that in my hometown. That happened here. That happened here. Yeah, all of that stuff, you'll look at it and you'll go, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, and then, of course, as soon as you show up, the parking lot is going to be full of vintage Chevrolets, which is a sight you're not going to want to miss.
No.
At the Ely Central Theater, just a giant group of vintage Chevrolets parked outside. And then, of course, the fact that this is a free showing. No one has to pay to get in. And everything is pretty much going to be donation-based, and all donations support a local charity of the Vintage Chevrolet Group's choice.
So get out and enjoy that tonight. It costs you nothing. If you're a photographer especially, you'll get to take the shots of these vintage Chevys at this beautiful Art Deco theater.
Absolutely. And, I think it also works out at a time where everybody gets off work so everybody can make it. The showing is going to start at 7 p.m.
So get out there, probably 6-ish, chance to see the cars, schmooze, go in. Of course, the stuff that's at the snack bar, you got to pay for that, but that's good stuff too. And they're going to have a donation bucket, so support local charities. That's important. Now, we do have the weekend coming up, and thank goodness this morning, I went to bed last night, and they were talking about rain this weekend. But now it's out of the forecast for the moment.
Good.
That can always change, because it's going to be to our north, but that can always drift down. And we need the rain, but you know what? We don't need it this weekend because we have the Silver State Classic in this weekend. All the events going on. Talk a little about what we got coming up this weekend.
Of course. Well, like I mentioned, I think the Vintage Chevrolet Group is such a perfect segue into Silver State Classic that is going on this week. So it's a very car-forward weekend for sure. But what's really exciting about Silver State Classic this year is they've been doing this for over 30 years, and what they've officially added after the downtown parade that happens on Friday is a concert in the park that is also free. And the musician, his name is Caleb Montgomery. He's from Nashville. He's an RCA signed artist. And it's completely free. You're going to have food trucks down at Broadbent Park. Drinks are going to be available. And then, of course, all the racers and all their cool roadsters are going to be lined up in Broadbent Park as well.
So, a great way to kick off the weekend. And then Saturday, the breakfast. Mm-hmm. Is it the Lions this year?
I believe so, yeah. They typically do it.
I'm trying to remember if it's the Lions or the Little League in the fall. I never can remember which. But that's all coming up, and get to see the cars and get out and enjoy the park. So it's not just Saturday this year. You can get out there Friday and enjoy all of that. And, of course, they still do need volunteers for working the race itself.
Exactly. So the only way, if you want to actually watch the race, the only way to do so is to become a course worker and volunteer. And if you want to do that, feel free to call the Bristlecone Convention Center, 775-289-3720.
So get out there and enjoy that this weekend. It is a busy September. Of course, September's always busy. We have football Friday night as well. The Bobcats are going to be in town, so it's going to be interesting to see how everything meshes this weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's going to be really packed and crowded. One thing I will say is I'm from Eureka, so I'm
we don't
a vandal.
hold that against you.
Well, I'm just saying when you're talking about, Bobcats will be out there and stuff. Go Vandals. That's all I got to say.
All righty. The opinions expressed are those of Errol Porter of White Pine Tour and Rec do not necessarily reflect the opinion.
Well, like you said, Wyatt, though, it's a really packed September, and not only do you have all this going on, but then it goes into October, which is, again, also very packed with spooky season events, and the Ely Renaissance Fair is coming up in October. So it doesn't really slow down here until about November.
No.
And then it picks up right again with Christmas and into Fire and Ice.
And we'll get to talk to you and your boss about that here in the coming weeks. A lot going on in White Pine County. Errol Porter, White Pine Tour and Rec, ElieNevada.net, or visit Ely, Nevada on all the social medias, if you will, right?
That's exactly it, and Nevada is all spelled out. No NV or anything. It's all Nevada.
It's all there. All righty.